Hey everybody, thanks for tuning back into Otram's YouTube channel. Today we've got a 100 series / LX470 that has a bad telescoping motor in the steering column. So we're going to swap that out. Before we get into it, I just want to remind you, if you're finding this useful and enjoying the content, please like and subscribe. It helps us get found on YouTube and helps the channel grow. Without further ado, let's jump inside and get this fixed. Hopefully you guys will be able to see this okay, but the first thing that we need to do is take this black trim panel off that goes over the top of the steering column. And I'm trying to do this without getting in your view. And you can't really see any of that. But it's the black panel that's right above the steering wheel. This guy. And the only thing you've got to unplug is the dimmer switch to get it out of the way. And then once that's out of the way, there's a single Phillips screw down here in the bottom corner. Come on. And then we can just kind of snap everything out. And as you're snapping it out, you need to be careful because there is an electrical plug back here, as well as a bunch of them up here. We're gonna have to unplug in order to be able to drop this down far enough. And then the hood latch and gas door are going to hold it so we can't drop it all the way. But we can get it most of the way down out of our way. And then we need to take these 10mm screws out of this knee bar here. Which, oddly enough, these are already loose. We can take that out of the way, set it aside. And then the shift motor, or not the shift motor, the telescoping motor is right back here. And there's two 10mm screws from the back and an electrical plug. And let me see. I don't know if I'm going to be able to get you guys a good view of it, but it's right down here. And you can see the white plug right up there. And then there's two 10mm bolts that you've got to get from the back side. The upper one can be kind of a pain to get on because there's a bunch of stuff in your way. There we go. And then it came out with the little drive shaft still hooked in it. But that's your telescoping motor. So let me grab the new one. And there's our new one. And I'm just gonna transfer the drive shaft over to it and plug it in. Get that wire out of the way. And then you've just got to feed it and get that drive shaft into the drive. Come on, there we go. And then it's easiest if you start with the bottom bolt. Actually, it's awkward trying to not block the camera and get these in here. There's my lower one loose. And I just have to find where my upper one went. I can hear it. There it is. Go ahead and tighten that. And go ahead and tighten the other side. And then before I put the bottom back together, there we go. We have telescope now. So we're all set there. And we can start going back together. So we've got our knee bolster first, and it's got a tab here that locks up there to kind of hold it, which makes it nice. And you're also going to want to fish the wire through for the temp sensor for in the cabin. And there's another locating tab on this side. And the last one up here. I'll tighten all these up. Then we can just swing our trim panel back up into place. And we just have to make sure that we plug everything back in. I got you, I've got you, I've got you. And then over here to the center, there's a white corrugated pipe, and it snaps on the backside of this little vent. And then you've got the wire that goes into that temp sensor. And then you can just feed it up in here. Come on. And snap it all back in. Sometimes it takes some finagling to get it centered around the ignition switch. Come on. There we go. We can put our trim screw back down here at the bottom. Make sure everything is snapped in. And then it's just this black crossover piece. We just have to fish. Come on. I knocked the wire back inside the column. There we go. Just have to fish the wire out of that. And there we go. That snaps in. And we'll just make sure we've got functionality again. And we do. Make sure our wiper turn signals work, wipers work, and that we're all plugged in there. Everything looks good. And we can just clean the dash up where we got fingerprints on it, and we'll be done under here. And that's replacing the telescoping motor in a 100 series / LX470. Hope you found that useful. If you did, please like and subscribe, and I'll catch you next time. Thanks for tuning in.